I'm gonna ask you something personal. See how you feel about it, because this has been the talk of the world here lately. So let's chop it up about it. I want to know how you feel about people like the Paul brothers, and I'm gonna get back to you in a minute. Your career, that's what we're here to talk about. I want to know how you, not the jokers. I want to know how you feel about the Paul brothers doing what they're doing. And I'm gonna tell you something. I bear these guys no ill will, because the world. I'm the kind of person, when the world is changing, I'm not one of these people like, well, back in my day, we did that. You will never hear me talk like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though I know where people are coming from, because everybody likes their comfort zone. But things are changing right now with these guys, and they're generating dollars. I want to know how you feel about that, as to how they sometimes disrespect people in your business, man.
Man, it's one of those things for me that I look at it and I'm just like, yeah, like they don't even pick on the right people. Like, they picked out of everybody. They picked Ben Askren, the guy who is an Olympic wrestler.
Right.
Went out there in the Olympics, competed, and if you watch that guy fight, you know that guy doesn't do striking
Right.
for days. And to get
Right.
a guy who's was only training for boxing for about 10 to 11 weeks, compared to a guy who's been
It
training
looked
for
like
3
10 to
years.
11 days.
Yeah, like, so to me,
11 weeks?
like, to a guy who's been boxing for 3 years, like, of course you expect something like that to happen. Of course, us, like, everybody, the whole MMA community was like,
Yeah.
hey, we hope he gets it done. Like, we really hope. But, like, he's not picking on, like, guys his size. He's trying to pick on Conor McGregor, who's a 155er. That
Right.
guy is fighting at 190. If he was like,
Right.
hey, let's fight, let me fight this guy who weighs the same as me, he could have been like, oh, I'm gonna call out Israel Adesanya, the guy who's a 185 champ, and I fight at 190.
Right.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. But I don't think Israel would even entertain something like that.
No, not absolutely not. And I don't even think that he was like looking at people like other people like Yoel Romero, who just recently got cut from the UFC, and would have been
I
like
saw that.
contractually, he could have been able to take that with no ease.
Yeah.
And so to me, I'm just looking at that as like, he's definitely picking his opponents. He's picking the guys that he wants to fight. So to me, I look at it and I'm like, I don't like the disrespect. There's a little bit of
that's
different
actually
ways.
what I'm asking you about. I mean,
yeah.
How do you feel about people actually, in this world that we live in today with the social media, you can actually make people believe anything. And I'm not trying to cast aspersions on people. But when you got this kind of stuff going on, I think it's a way to do it without being disrespectful. But then again, the world is a stage now. So people are taking advantages of that stage. But you guys, I know the wrench time you guys put in. I don't particularly like the disrespect from people that had never did anything athletically, no athletic prowess in your life. That's the point that I'm trying to make. And I just like, how do you feel about it? Well, put it like this. How do the MMA guys feel about it?
On my, oh yeah, like on our end, it's just like the disrespect. Like, hey, like it's okay if you want to go do what you want to do. Like, if you feel like you can box, you can go out there and box. But just like consistently just disrespecting like the fighters. To me, I personally don't like going out there and bad mouthing anybody.
Yeah, exactly.
It's to me, it's stupid. Like, you're gonna fight anyways, so like, what's the point of just bad mouthing? Because at the end of the fight, you're gonna have this weird connection with that person, because y'all just shared you just shared a cage where you just both try to knock each other's heads off, and hopefully everything comes out great, and y'all go out there, hug it out right after, and that's on the next one. But these most, like, the disrespect, man, like, especially like I seen like a couple of the videos, and just like, man, that guy was out there trying to talk about people's wives, trying to talk about these, like, all this other stuff. Like, to me, man, it wouldn't be a fight inside the cage. It'd be a little bit more like, hey, like, I'm hitting you with the chair or something. Like, it's not like, no, we don't play like that. We don't talk about like each other's wives. We don't talk about each other's family. We don't do any of that. Like, hey, like so to me, like, I can.
I think it's a time and place for that when everything is under the same umbrella. But I think certain things, okay, let's take Conor McGregor. I'm just using this for reference, okay? Let's take Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, okay? That was a co-promoted deal, and you know everything is under the same umbrella. Now, even though I told everybody what was going to happen, nobody believed me because they believed the hype. Now, let's look at Mega Madoff and Conor McGregor. Now, some of the things Conor and his boys were saying, this dude was like, what you just talking about, dog.
Yeah.
I'm not into this. You just stepped over the line. You can see it in that dude's face, man.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy, whereas Conor and them trying to do the old Muhammad Ali gimmick. You know what I'm saying? You go there, and the people come and want to see you get beat. But that really don't work against the guy that's like, what did this dude just say about me? He ain't playing. I mean, I'm not joking right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
when I see you, and I'm like, that's when I'm looking at like, hey, brother, I'm not going there with certain people. It's cool to do it to a certain, in essence, it's a ceiling. You see what I'm saying?
Oh,
it's a certain ceiling, like you were just talking about. People got talking about wives. Now, if it's work, that's one thing. But if it's not a work, what we call a shoot, that's a whole nother ball game, man. How you feel about that?
Oh yeah, man. I feel like it's one of these things for me too, man. It's like you can talk about me all you want. You can talk about me all you want. I don't care what you say. I'm not taking it personal or anything like that. But the minute you shoot it over me and you go aim it at my brother, my coach, my girlfriend, my mom, or a family member, my training partners, anything that doesn't have that's outside the realm of me and you in the cage,
right?
Like, it's a fight no matter where I see you at. Because I'm just like, dude, I'm giving you the absolute respect of like not talking about your coach, not talking about your family, not anything like that. Because I personally just don't want to. Like, I'm not even that guy that's gonna go out there and talk crap to you. Like, if you talk crap to me, I'm just gonna just smile and laugh and just look at you and be like, I'm gonna beat you up anyways. So it's all fun and games to me. But once you start mentioning stuff outside the cage, like, hey, nah, man, like you getting hit with a chair, bro.
No, because I was like, when going back to the Conor and Mega Madoff thing, I'm all into the bravado. Okay, I'm from the professional wrestling world. I mean, come on, we invented this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is what we do. We invented this. And when we get back to the dressing room, we'll say something like, "Man, you gonna go there? You gonna go down there? You know what I mean? You do that?" Because see the thing, how we ripping each other. You see what I'm saying? We ripping each other sometimes. Well, everything is scripted now, but back in the day, things wasn't scripted. So if I got something with you, Adrian, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna find out something that you don't know I know about. You see what I'm saying? So when I come and do the interview and I say it, you're gonna be like, how do you find that out? You know what I'm saying? How you find that out? Blah, blah, blah. So then we ribbon each other and we come to the back of the dressing room and say, man, I know you didn't do that. I know. So it's all fun and games. But when you call a man's father a terrorist and the man is Muslim?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. You remember when Conor was doing that with Mega Madoff talking about his daddy? I'm like, is that okay? Or do this guy really, it just kind of threw me off.